Hi, I'm Sula, and I'm here to tell you that I have a love-hate relationship with my air fryer. So let's go through all the reasons I both love and hate my air fryer. First of all, the air fryer I have is the Ninja Foodi oven style. It's the flip oven style air fryer, but it's not the first one I've had. My first air fryer was the Instant Pot air fryer lid, where you had an actual big lid you put on top of the Instant Pot, and it converted it into an air fryer. So I'm kind of comparing a little bit based upon that experience versus this current one. So let's talk first about why I love this air fryer, and I'll compare it to the Instant Pot. Here is the basket for the Instant Pot that you use when you use it as an air fryer. It's quite small. This is a great starter air fryer, but you very quickly outgrow it. So when I managed to break that particular air fryer, I knew instantly that I was going to get something larger with more capacity. Enter this air fryer. Check out the basket on this. You can fit so much on this basket. It's unbelievable. Very easily, you can spread out about half a bag of French fries, frozen French fries, sweet potato fries. I recently made chicken wings, and it was close to 3 pounds of wings, and they fit on here. There was space in between them all. It was wonderful. So that is the number one thing I love about this air fryer, is simply its cooking capacity. It has a lot of room for a lot of food. Number two, what I love about it is, and this is probably the number one reason why I purchased it, the fact that it flips. Because when you have an air fryer this big, it takes up a lot of room. And what you do is you set it, I usually have it against my counter here, and this flips right up. And then you can have it kind of snug against the wall, put something in front of it. It saves a lot of counter space. That's a really, really nice feature. And like I say, based on that, that was probably the number one selling point for why I purchased this particular air fryer. Now, number three, I think this actually could be about 4 or 5 different things, but I can say all in one category. I just love the way it cooks, and I love its versatility, if you will. It doesn't only air fry, it also bakes. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, it dehydrates. I have dehydrated once or twice. It's not the kind of dehydrator, like if you were real serious and making like a lot of beef jerky or something, you probably wouldn't want to use this. But for small batch, just every once in a while, I want to dehydrate. It's not bad. It does a pretty good job. I mostly use the air fryer and the baking function. I've also used the toast function. For instance, if you have a bagel and you want to just melt the cheese on top or something like that, versus, starting your whole oven for that. It's really great for that sort of thing. I don't know if you already have an air fryer, you probably know this, but air frying, it does emulate frying, but without the oil. But what I really love about it is the speed. You can bake French fries in the oven. But to be perfectly honest, the air fryer is more efficient. It's faster. This thing warms up in about the preheat cycle is about 1.5 minutes. 18 to 20 minutes to air fry the fries, and you're done. And to be honest, I could warm up that oven. I think it takes the full 20 minutes just to warm up. So there's just no way that you can beat that, just for the speed and efficiency of it all. And I also think it does a better job, because when you are air frying French fries on a basket, it's really about the air circulating, and so it's coming, the air is hitting it from the bottom and the top and from all directions. I do recommend for most things that you go in there halfway through the cycle and toss them a little bit to help even out the cooking. But even so, I mean, I'm going to be honest, there have been times when I set it and I kind of get caught up in whatever else I'm making, and then it's like, oh darn, the air fryer just ended, and they're great. It's still really well done. They're a little uneven, but man, they're still incredibly edible. Unlike in a conventional oven, and I baked French fries for years in the oven, and they were always burnt back in the corner and underdone over here, and it has always been a challenge for me to get those just right. Not anymore with an air fryer. Anyway, this oven, just so you know, also comes with a tray. So there's like a little rack, an oven rack that goes in here, and a tray you can put on top. I use the oven rack. I have wrapped baked potatoes and made my baked potatoes in here, which is great for that. This also kind of holds then this tray. The tray is great for things like nachos, like a whole tray of nachos where everything gets all evenly crisp and the melty cheese and everything. Absolutely delicious. The tray is also really good for really messy stuff that's going to create a lot of grease and drip. So just so you know. Anyway, all of these things make this just a wonderful appliance for all the different ways you want to cook. But let's get to the reasons I hate this air fryer. And yes, there are 3 of these as well. Okay, first of all, this is a really short power cord. If you're lucky and where you want to put it happens to be right by an outlet, awesome. But the outlet has to be on the right side. So it's over here on the right, and it's got to be right there. It's not very long. It's not a lot of room. I don't know what it is. My air fryer lid had the same issue where they make the power cords incredibly short. It must be a safety feature, but it's so annoying. That's number 1. Number 2, it does produce heat, and I think it's important for you to realize that. It produces more heat than you think. It's not as much as a conventional oven, but it does produce heat. I have a fairly small kitchen, and so I notice any additional heat source pretty quickly. So I don't want you to go into this thinking that, oh, it's not as hot as an oven, and so I can just have this, and you know, on a 90-degree day outside, I can just use this, and my house or my apartment or whatever will stay perfectly cool. It's not quite that easy. It does produce heat, and you will notice it, especially in a small kitchen. That's number 2. Number 3, and this is the big one. This is the dirtiest appliance ever. I am not kidding. It's so dirty. Is it my fault? Probably. Probably what I should be doing is making my chicken wings using this tray. It would enclose most of the grease. I mean, it's still going to splatter grease all over the place. But I do use this, and the reason is you want chicken wings to kind of get all the nice crispy edges all the way around, right? So yes, probably I could have slowed down the grease buildup by using this, but I think I would have enjoyed my chicken wings less. When you go to the Ninja website and they have frequently asked questions, and one of them is, how do you clean this? What they say is you should wipe it out after every use. Well, I've had this for 2 years now. It's too late now. I can't go back to the first time I used it and wipe it out. I can tell you that there is a drip, well, like I say, there are these pieces that come out. There's the air fryer tray, and by the way, you can use any of the racks for these. There is a drip tray in the bottom. This was silver when I first got it. I wash this regularly. I scrub it with steel wool to help get rid of some of the gunk whenever I can. And there's still all this buildup. So it's really, and like I say, I'm not a neatnik by any means, but I'd like to be able to clean this. And I can't get this clean. I just can't. Even worse than this, though, is the fact that the inside of this looks like this. And let me move all this. When you look inside, it's just, there's caked on sticky grease everywhere in this air fryer, in the interior. You can see there's not a lot of room here. It's not like I can spray oven spray in here and wipe it out and get it clean and get it removed. There's just no real obvious way to get this thing clean. And I have small hands. I mean, look at me. I'm 5'0.5". Okay, I'm a small person. I have very small hands. And for me, there's not enough room for me to get in here to really clean it. So anyone bigger than me, which is probably 99% of the population, I don't know how anyone's going to get this clean. And I mean, even with me handling it, I'm getting grease on my hands. It's sticky. There's buildup along the door. You can't actually see very well through the window. So, like I say, I'm not a neatnik. I'm really not. But this is even driving me crazy. So this is after 2 years of really heavy use. Absolutely. I mean, I use it a lot. It works like a champ, but there is this whole buildup issue. And it is something that anyone really has to think hard about before you purchase this kind of air fryer. I can tell you right now that every time I look at other air fryers now, I'm going to be thinking about how do you clean the darn thing. This wasn't an issue with the Instant Pot. You know, the Instant Pot, this was the basket, right? It went right inside the insert of the Instant Pot. And so all of this was washable. I washed this by hand. I threw this in the dishwasher. Everybody's happy. I mean, look at that. I've had this Instant Pot insert equally heavily used for probably 5 or 6 years, and it still looks brand new. This is very different. So, like I say, that is something that you have to think about. Absolutely. Even if you're okay with it getting dirty, you have to understand the extent to which it will get dirty. And if anyone watching this has a solution for me, who can tell me, have you found a magic way to actually get this grimy buildup out of here? I would love to hear from you. Please comment. Please let me know. You would be doing me a great service. Thank you so much for watching.